How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. If you're like me right now, maybe you are feeling really creatively stifled. Like, I know I'm having a hard time getting the creative juices moving in my head. Maybe it's just because it's rainy, but it's also because like it's not like I'm going anywhere, right? It's not like any of us are going anywhere, like doing exciting things to excite our creativity and our mind and see what's going on with that. Like there's no way to get a change of scenery, which is something I usually like to do to get my creative juices flowing. So um, I'll tell you what I've been doing to get over this, to get past these creative slumps during this bizarre, weird time, and what you can do about it too. So I'm Owen. Thank you so much for coming by. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and join your fellow abundance hackers in the Facebook group. I've put a link here in the chat for you. We'd love to have you. Okay, so this morning I get up. I'm even wondering. I'm like, what am I even going to say today? Like, what can I talk about? I just couldn't even get my head around what I'm going to sit down and talk with you here today. So it's like the normal outlets that I go to get my creativity moving are not around at the moment. Like I can't go for a hike. All the trails are closed, and that's not advisable. It's not like I can go out somewhere or go sit at a cafe or something like that and look around. I can't do that. There's none of that. I get it. Like all I've got is what's been in this apartment since the beginning of all of this, and maybe wandering around in the neighborhood a bit. But while all of that's happening, right? Like sort of every life seems to be on ice. Although everything is changing so quickly from day to day to day in this crisis, it seems like that just we're sort of stuck in the mud. At least I feel that way right now, sort of stuck in the mud. That I know this is going to be my routine here, isolating myself for the next several months. In fact, I heard a doctor who was talking today on the radio who was saying that some of the social distancing that we have in place now, like we may need to continue for the next like 18 to 24 months. So I don't know if it's as extreme as what's going on right now, but the bottom line is whatever is happening right now is going to be this way for a long time. And it's not like I'm just going to wait for the sun to come back out. Like it's going to be like this for a long time. And also that's just that sort of stagnation really gets at my creativity. It really gets at my mind. Really, it starts to bug me. And then the other thing too is something that I will often go to get some kind of inspiration story out of the news, right? Or see what's going on in the news. But I don't know if you've read it lately, but it's pretty bad, right? And it's pretty consistently bad. Although we're seeing some positive upticks in how they're treating the virus this week. They're saying, but it's a really rough time and it's awful and it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. So a lot of these things that I would normally do to get my good creative juices flowing is not available right now because of this bizarre, weird situation that we're in. So I started going through this creative process, this morning, and it's a few things that I normally do. But I also remembered that, I've been talking to a lot of you and I've been hearing stories about some of you who are, building your own thing right now, like that you've after you've left a job, you've gone to build your own project or you're working on something for your resume or you're building your own business. Like I hear that and there's so much creativity going on. And I think that maybe you might be bumping into the same kind of stuff that I am because there is no rule book at all for what we're in right now. So here are three easy things that I do to start getting my creative juices going, and sort of what I did this morning. And as I was doing it, I'm like, well, they might like to hear that, so maybe that's what we'll talk about today. So the very first thing I do is I get up. I have to get up and take a walk. I will go out, walk around in my neighborhood, keep social distancing, wear my mask, wear my masks, right? Gotta have one of these. But get up and get moving around. Like even when there's no lockdown or no quarantine or anything like that, like sitting around, for me, gets me really, really stagnant. Like I'm not as effective as I could be. And there are a lot of times too that I'll be sitting down, I'll be comfortable, and especially in this kind of situation, Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Especially in this kind of situation, uh, it's really easy to get stuck in sedentary and just sitting around. So I'm like to make sure I get up and go. And there's something I tell myself that even when I don't want to get up and take a walk, but after I go do it, I'm like, there was never a walk that I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't gone and taken this walk, right? And usually, just even doing that, taking a walk around the neighborhood, gets my mind moving quite a bit. You can do other exercises, what have you, but like moving your body is a key to getting the creativity moving. So the next piece that I do is about opening my mind, right? Like the real problems and the blocks are in my mind, but so I need to clear them. I need to get rid of them. I do meditation. That's a big one. Meditation. 20 minutes of meditation I do every day. You can do less than that. I use this app. It's called Calm, the Calm app. And it has a guided meditations to it that will help you. It'll teach you how to meditate. Or you can just have a timer on it if you like. And it's like meditation. If you've never done it, like it's not some froofy thing where you're just sitting around and right. It's work. Like it's focusing your mind. It's really good to clear out a lot of the noise that's going on in your head and to really get focused again. It helps clear out those blocks, especially I find that when I've got like those kinds of blocks, it's because I'm looking for the answers in the wrong place. Like I'm hooked on some idea of where I should be looking, and I'm not opening my mind to the different possibilities of where my next creative inspiration can be. So it helps me to figure out where they are in the right place. And then the last piece is I just start writing. A friend of mine advised me a long time ago to start a journal. It was the best advice ever. I write. I just start writing about what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Oftentimes, if I've got a problem, I'll even solve it in the process of writing it out in the journal. So it's really good to do that. I also have a whiteboard. I love my whiteboard. Just going out and drawing notes on the whiteboard, like even if it's just nonsense, it can help me. It can really help me get through to what it is I'm trying to do. Like in this book, it's called The Contrarian's Guide to Leadership that my university president at USC, Stephen Sample, wrote. It's amazing. He invented solid state, like the touching on the microphones, microwaves, the keys on the microwave, among other things. But one of the things that he talks about is when he's trying to solve a problem about how something could work, in his case, in electrical engineering, then he thinks about the most outlandish concepts to connect them to see if that gets his juices flowing. Like he was trying to think about something for a dishwasher, and he's like, okay, now imagine a tuba running a dishwasher, right? It sounds preposterous. But when you think about it, you like it helps open up the pathways. And doing something like this, you might connect with some other ideas. So you write these down, write down the craziest possibilities that you got, and it'll help move that. I know it works for me a lot from time to time too. So how do you stay creative? How are you staying creative? Are you feeling like this is a great time for you? Are you feeling also creatively stifled? I would love to hear from you. Give me a shout. Drop us a line in the comments, and I will talk to you really soon.